Hey everyone, Pharaoh Silver here, and Atlas Earth just held their third AMA with Sami Khan, and there is a lot to cover. We're going to talk Landmark's timeline, minigames getting completely overhauled in 2026, AMP going to possibly other games like Fortnite, and a bunch of other updates you will need to know about. Now, this video is going to be pretty text heavy, so I apologize for that, but I don't really have too many graphics to show. I'll try to throw something up real quick where I can, but I had to put this together inside a day. But anyway, let's get to it. Before we do, I like to remind y'all, if you like videos like this one, please do click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell icon for more Atlas Earth videos like this one. So first, the question everyone's been asking for months: when are landmarks coming? Months, more like years actually, I'll be honest with you. Sami finally gave us a timeline. From a quote straight from him: months, less than months away. So we're talking maybe 2, 3, 4 months, not 6 to 12 months. So that's actually pretty soon. Now, a big reason why they've been delayed is because Atlas Earth has been, and we've talked about this as well for months now, doing a complete UI redesign of the entire app. He counted 138 screens total. Every single screen is being redesigned, then implemented, and being rolled out at 8 to 10 screens a week implementation-wise in the background. They are currently 3 weeks into the implementation phase, but on the back end, landmarks are actually ready. The 3D models are built. He mentioned the Alamo, the Statue of Liberty, amongst others. So on the API side, that back end side, it is done. It's just a matter of getting the UI out first. So once they roll the UI out, they're probably going to get landmarks out not long after. And it makes sense if you think about it. I mean, why make landmarks with the old UI when it's going to go away in a few months, right? That would be a complete waste of time and resources. So I think it's a proper reason for the delay, at least in my opinion. You let me know in the comments section. Now, the first batch of landmarks is being pulled from community suggestions on Reddit. So if you've been active there, you might see your suggestion come to life. But this tells me, given some other delays, it's going to be early to mid Q1 2026. Moving on, 2026 is going to completely change minigames. First off, Fishing 2.0, they say, is literally days away. As of the AMA, it was in final company-wide testing. They found some bugs, had to deal with a Unity engine security upgrade that delayed things, but it's coming very soon. When Fishing 2.0 drops, the old Fishing will still be there, already there as Fishing Classic, and both versions will count toward monthly challenges. Now, I will give you my thoughts on Fishing 2.0 next month. Also, Sami teased the biggest change since the company launched in the form of a bit of a minigame revolution, in a way. Practice halls are coming. This is single-player mode where you can practice minigames without competing. Just you working on your skills, and at the same time, minigames are going to become true tournaments with win-loss ratios. Right now, minigames are just about who grinds the most, and that's going to be changing. We mentioned before the ladder system and all that. There's going to be a real cost to losing. Your win-loss ratio will matter, whether that is a win-loss ratio or they're setting up actual tournament formats or doing ELO systems. I don't quite know just yet. They're also adding astronaut customizations and emotes, and these emotes can be sent during games to mess with your opponent. Think of it like taunts in competitive games, which I think will be a nice touch. Now, he also mentioned the current debate about 1 hour versus 2 hour versus 3 hour versus 24-hour minigames will be moot because the entire structure is changing. Sorry guys, we're not going to have that 48-hour rock, paper, scissors marathon after all. Minigames could be a much longer duration or shorter duration, but structured completely differently. They say there's a 5-person team in the Netherlands designing the next 5 minigames right now. Racer is already in development and will have both single-player and multiplayer modes. This is Atlas Earth leaning hard into minigames becoming a real competitive feature now, not just a grind fest, and they're expecting this around the first half of 2026, so I'm going to assume probably mid to late summer 2026. Let's go to another issue that I've been kind of raising red flags on in streams, and that is the AMP program. AMP is Atlas Earth's technology that lets you earn in-game currency for real-world shopping, and it's been in-house since 2019. They have 19 patents on it, and 6 have already been issued. The announcement here from Sami is AMP is spinning out into a sister company, probably similar to what Manning did with Games to Coins, and they're white-labeling the technology to other games with potential partners. Games like Farmville, Roblox, and Fortnite. Wow, Look, Sammy, if you get the latter two, you know I'm going to be hyping that. I will take back everything I said about AMP kind of faltering right now, because that would be a definite turnaround for sure if you pull that off and actually got Fortnite to take Atlas Earth technology like that. Anyway, the more games that use AMP, the bigger the retailers they can attract. It's a network effect. For Atlas Earth players, this is great news. Sammy even went so far to say 2026 will be the year of AMP, and it will be as loved as arcade. He says bigger merchants are coming, bigger than anything currently in the app, but they've kind of lost most of them so far, so I guess we'll see what happens and what he means when that time comes. AMP is also going international as well, as they have patents issued in China, Japan, Korea, and Australia. The rollout starts in 2026, beginning with easier markets like Canada. I love the hype on this. As I mentioned, I really feel like the health of Atlas Earth was based off by a plurality, the success of the Atlas Merchant program. It was where I first saw that this app had a lot more potential than the typical project, as they were focused on what works with marketing, of course, and the economy, rather than trying to mint millionaires in an economy whose only financial leg to stand on was its own players. This isn't just about Atlas Earth anymore, though. AMP could become the standard way mobile games monetize without ads, and Atlas Earth gets to benefit from being the original. Now we're going to move on to the Atlas games. The Atlas games Episode 1 just hit their internal goal of 100,000 views in the first month. If you haven't watched it yet, I'm actually going to link my Episode 1 and 2 watch along, and below that, the raw Episode 1 and 2 links from the Atlas games below. Now, Episodes 3 and 4 are already filmed, and there was a bit of past tense here. They were mentioning Episode 2 was dropping around Halloween, but we've already seen it, filmed in New Orleans. Every episode is different, so don't expect the same format, which is good to know because, yeah, I had some choice words regarding Episode 2. Anyway, the philosophy behind Atlas Games came down to Sammy asking, why are we lining Google and Zuckerberg's pockets with marketing dollars when we could give back to our players? So instead of spending on traditional ads, they're creating a show where community members compete for real prizes. Thousands to $10,000 per episode. Now, if you want to get on Atlas Games, go ahead and go to your app settings and apply. You should select your profile at the top left and then the gear icon under your name. It's a one-time application that stays in their database, and I have yet to fill mine out. I'm going to be doing that sometime in the next couple weeks. Include all your skills like cooking, dancing, singing, farming, whatever. Each episode's got different themes, so more skills gives you a higher chance of being selected. Now, they did mention that if they start hitting 1 million views, Atlas Games could go international. He mentioned the Atlas Games Europe and Atlas Games Australia as possibilities, and if that happens, you could have regular players becoming internet celebrities just from competing on the show. This is Atlas Earth thinking beyond just the app. They're building a community-driven entertainment brand, and from what I understand, they will be coming in roughly once a month, and I will continue to do watch-alongs. But I know Episode 2 was quite sudden, so a lot of you weren't able to make that one. I will give more advance notice next time, maybe a few days in advance. More than 8 hours. All right, finally, rapid fire on some smaller updates. So we'll start with the challenge system. A skip feature is coming. You will be able to skip challenges that you don't want to do. Cost has not been decided yet. Could be diamonds, Atlas bucks, or ad watch. It won't be unlimited, but it is coming after the UI redesign. They identified the ad network causing those 3-minute unskippable ads with 3 close buttons, and they're turning that network off this week. This is the first time Atlas Earth has ever turned off an ad network, but they're prioritizing user experience over money. Big win here. The community feed is in alpha testing right now. Some players already have access. I do not, in case you were wondering. They paused the wider rollout to add mobile upload capability because people were asking for it. Once that's ready, it'll roll out to everyone. Now, as far as the LPU store and the ability to move and remove parcels, both are being considered. We know for sure that the ability to move and remove LPUs is coming, but that's not going to be until the rollout of the new UI and probably late 2026, maybe even early 2027. They're also looking at a trophy case concept where collecting all 3 LPUs in a pack gives you bonuses similar to passports. No promises on that one though, but they are seriously considering it. And of course, I will let you know the math behind it if they do. Finally, with regional minigames, they're adding more prize tiers by the end of the year. They're looking at possibly a top 3,000 or top 5,000 prize pool instead of just top 1,500. This helps with the Europe merger complaints. Brazil is a tough situation though, only South American country in the app right now, and the pot sizes are bad. Sami acknowledged this and said they're looking into it this week, but they can't merge Brazil with North America because ad rates are completely different. My thoughts though are pretty simple here, just add Chile and Argentina sooner rather than later. Also, they're looking into global mini game sponsors like Walmart banner sponsorships, which could change the payout structure significantly. Now, my thoughts on this all here. Sami did mention they want to create more unpredictability beyond just calculators. They want moments that feel exciting, not just math problems. And you see that in things like the community feed and the Atlas games. I too have mentioned on this channel how math heavy we usually are, and I'm going to continue to do math behind videos. I'm going to continue to do calculations for you and show you the math behind all that. But I admit too, I have decided to break out of my own shell to a point. And some of you have started to notice that, and this is part of the reason why. Because yeah, I get it. You know, math can be fun, but it can also be boring for a lot of other people. Math is a little bit nicher than the things that they're planning to do anyway with the community feed and all that. And as soon as I get the community feed as well, I might start figuring out what I want to do there. I'll let you know. A lot of this will involve some risk, and I'm still cautiously optimistic that it will work out for Atlas Earth. And if it does, it will increase the lifespan of Atlas Earth by, I mean, this could go on perpetually at that point then. But anyways, that is the Atlas Earth Ask Me Anything breakdown. That's it for this one. What do you think of this AMA? And let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this a like as well. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and a big shout out to my patrons: Disturbed Doge, Sogwolf, Kristen O'Neill, Ashley Stanfield, Josh42, and Board Game Sports Network. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.